Okay, I see that he's the mediator for us in the sense that he replaces, like, okay, we can't go to the Father on our own uprightness, on our own worthiness, because we fall short by design. I believe that the Father designed it to be this way, but we can't go to him on our own uprightness. But Yeshua walked perfectly according to Torah his whole life, and so he's the acceptable sacrifice. So in that way, he's our mediator. He's the mediator to for our uprightness, that the Father doesn't hold our wrongdoing against us, because he sees Yeshua's uprightness when he looks at us, so that we can go directly to the Father. So because he's not counting our faults against us.
Right.
And he says the key to this, I believe he says the key to having the relationship with him is through his Son and through his Son's sacrifice. And I think that everybody could do that, but people don't choose. Well, partly they don't choose to, but partly the Father doesn't choose to bring them to that point. Because Yeshua says, no one can come to the Father except through me, and he says, no one comes to me except unless the Father draws or drags them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all about the Father, and so Yeshua walked perfectly according to Torah through his life, and then was the perfect sacrifice for all of mankind, all of humanity, and he's alive again. So he's the firstborn from the dead, and he's the first fruits. And then there's the bigger group of first fruits, the people that Yahweh is calling to himself now, to have a relationship with him now, and to give his truths to he gives a limited number of truths, it seems like, and he gives them over time. He gives more truths as time goes on, it seems like. But of course, all of us are limited in our understandings and the truths we have. But it's a journey, for everybody. So it's okay, because everybody's going to get to that point. It's a matter of being our guide, Yahweh, being faithful, and I believe he is faithful. But so there's the first fruits. And then there's the rest of humanity, who he's not drawing to himself now, who he's going to draw to himself in the future. But the Yeshua's sacrifice, his mediation, was for all of humanity from the past, present, future. It's everybody. So that's right. I see that's how he's our mediator.
So without him being the mediator, since he is in the position that he is, then there is no way that any other human being could communicate with the Father, unless the Father himself presents himself first, like he did to Moses, Elijah, and Jonah, and the prophets and people like that, right?
Yeah, I believe even with those, that Yahweh was able to have the relationship he had with them because of Yeshua's sacrifice.
Oh, yeah, because of what you said earlier.
Right, because Yeshua's sacrifice was for the past, present, and future.
Yeah, that's true. Wow, that's way far out.
Pardon?
That's far out.
Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think it's awesome. But yeah, I mean, it applies to all the way back to Adam and Eve, Adam and Hawa.
Yeah.
His sacrifice covers them. So they're able to have a continued relationship with Yahweh. And in fact, I mean, even right after they gave in to temptation, Yahweh says, "I'm going to send you a deliverer." I mean, that's just like right at the moment that things get messed up, he says, "No problem, I've got a solution. The solution's coming. It's going to be okay." So it's just awesome, and yeah, we're directly able to go to Yahweh now. I mean, whoever he calls we don't need to pray to a mediator or anything. We pray to the Father.
Awesome. Thank you for clarifying that, Jerry.
Oh yeah, definitely. Thank you.
Yes. I'm gonna add this. I'm gonna put this. I'm re-recording it, and I'll added as a response video to it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Awesome.
Is there anything else you want me to add to it?
If you want to talk about the worshiping part.
Oh yeah, okay.
Okay.
Sure. Is it okay I go ahead?
Go ahead.
Okay. My understanding of worship, it means to the actual Hebrew word, from my understanding, actually means to kneel and bow down to, and it's showing honor and respect to most of the times a superior. And so, like you see in the Tanakh, that they would, or what people call the Old Testament, they would kneel and bow down to kings. They would worship kings. Well, they weren't worshiping like deity, but they were showing them honor and respect, because what you do with a king. So we show honor and respect to Yeshua because he's the king. He's the ultimate. He's Yahweh's pride and joy. So he's like, he's the most worthy person to show respect to.
Right.
But ultimately, our ultimate worship, our ultimate kneeling and bowing down and showing honor and respect is to Yahweh himself, because he's the most worthy of being shown honor and respect.
Right. So then it's not idolatry. I was thinking that it was idolatry if we pay more attention to the deity of Christ than to the Father. Would that be considered idolatry or no?
Well, the way I see it, there's the first commandment, which is basically Yahweh saying, you will have no other ultimate powerful authorities above or equal to me.
Right.
So Yahweh's the ultimate. So nobody should be equal to him, and no one should be above him.
Okay.
In our giving honor and respect to and appreciation. Good. So it makes sense to me to show honor and respect to Yeshua.
Yes.
But to me, even actually the only reason to show him honor and respect is because of how faithful he was to Yahweh.
Correct.
And so Yahweh is our ultimate, is the one we show ultimate honor and respect to. I mean, he's like, he's the locus of everything, of all of creation, everything. I mean, he's the center. He's like where it's at. I mean,
but there are people that are putting the Messiah at an equal level, and some even above the Father. That's wrong, right?
Yep, that's inaccurate. That's wrong. That's actually a big no-no. I mean, if they don't know any better, then I think the time will come when Yahweh will give them knowledge and correct them. But yeah, it's definitely wrong, because no one is equal to Yahweh and no one is above or beyond Yahweh.
Yeah, that's true.
Because Yahweh is ultimate, and even Yeshua said, after he was resurrected, after Yahweh resurrected him, he said, I'm ascending to my ultimate powerful authority and your ultimate powerful authority, to my Father and your Father.
Yeah, that's true.
So right there, he's saying to his Talmudim, his disciples, he's saying, the one that I'm going to is the one that's above all of us.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, and so at the end in the book of Revelations, when it says that after all has been done, that then Yesu the Messiah finally just gives all authority back to the Father.
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
So does he then lose his title as King of Kings and Lord of Lords and Priest of Priests?
I don't think so, but I think that before he does that, the way I see it is that he's doing the work that the Father's given him to do.
Correct.
He's come back, and he's got his second return work that he's got to do. And he does all of the work, and basically his work is to prepare things for the Father to come. That's it. His job is basically just preparation for the Father. So when he gets everything done and prepared, and everything's ready for the Father to be here, then he hands over everything to the Father, and the Father becomes all in all for everybody. The Father's like ultimate for everybody. Now I believe that Yeshua will always be the primary, the foremost human being. That, I mean, personally,
okay.
That seems to be what I see from Scripture, is that Yeshua will always be like the number one human being, the best. But him together with everybody else is going to worship before Yahweh.
Right. Very good. So, any closing thoughts? We're at 11. We're at 11 minutes, or do you want to end this recording here?
I'm trying to think really quick. We covered worship. We covered mediator.
Mediator.
Was there anything else? Can you think of anything else?
The worship, the mediator. Let's see. No, I think that's it.
Okay, yeah, I see that we're not able to, that Yahweh's the only one who's able to bridge the gap between us and Him. Because of our fallen state, we're not able to do it. So Yahweh's the only one that's able to do it. And the means He chose of doing it was Yeshua and Yeshua's sacrifice. Mm-hmm. And basically, he was choosing humanity to do it, but He chose one particular human out of humanity. And Yeshua was that one particular human. And He says, it's basically like His plan and His power making it happen, but even in humanity's, what's the word I want to use? Restoration. Even in humanity's restoration to Himself, He's the one who does the restoration, but He uses he brings honor to humanity, honoring humanity by making a human the means of salvation. So it's just a phenomenal love relationship, I think.
Yes.
It's
definitely.
phenomenal.
Okay, I'm gonna turn off the recorder now.